This is the exact system which allows me to scale in only 5 hours a day and less, right? This is the exact system. I'm going to be revealing everything inside of this video. It's going to be one of the best videos that are probably, if not the most valuable video that I've ever recorded. Let's dive in. Now, anyways, right, so you can see, so this is like how I am, I'm working only like 5 hours a day. I'm still really enjoying my life. I'm able to spend a lot of time working on my skills, my beliefs, my characteristics, like going out to nice places, doing cool stuff. And overall, just like being really efficient with my work, but also not being afraid to work longer if necessary, not being afraid to be disciplined if necessary, being able to get a lot of things balanced. But anyways, so why should you trust me in the first place though? Like, why should you, the viewer, like trust me? Well, just look at all like some of our results right here, right? Just like look at a couple of them. For example, right, my client payment, like my client, he closed 6K on a call after we re-engineered his routine, his mindset, his structure, his schedule, because he was struggling a lot like with booking calls and actually taking them and being able to like actually perform well and having like blocks of time to actually get to being able to call up people. And because we fixed this for him, he closed 6K as a result. Let me give you another example. My best client by far, Muhammad, he closed 10K in a day. He's done this like multiple times. We've had so many more results, like, and some of my results as well. Firstly, like 12K MRR predicted next month. So far this month we've done 8K. We're only like 13 days in. What else? Yeah, Muhammad making 13K. That was like 2 months ago as well. He's scaling up like rapidly. And yeah, so essentially like, actually I made this Mario board like a week ago or so we did like 4K, now we're on like 8K cash collected. I'm working about like 4 to 6 hours a day. We've scaled our clients, so we've had so far about 100K cash collected for our clients so far, right, which has been absolutely like breathtaking. It's been amazing, like how we've already been able to generate this much for our clients. And then also we scaled, Muhammad from 1K to 13K a month in just 57 days. Which is unprecedented, right? Like 57 days. That's only about like 2 months, 3 months. It's not even that long. And we scaled him, like we 13x'd his income. He's doing like 10K days as well. That's 16 years old. He's absolutely crushing it, right? And this is all from my help, right? And he is working with some of like the bigger dogs in the game now. People like Max Inhouse, like Nick Setting, all sorts of people. Anyways, so how do we actually do this? Like, how did I actually like achieve this? What's the system behind it? Well, it comes down to the Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint, right? It's as simple as that. The Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint, literally, this is the thing that made me responsible for like making all my clients achieve this result. All of these clients achieve these results and the success so far. It's from the Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint. There's no other blueprint out there like this. We've got the best one in the game. Right, anyways, right, how did I actually go about doing this? Like this, like by far, I think this video took like the most out of my like cognitive thinking, my time, like me breaking down this blueprint. I could have released this video as like put it as part of my high ticket program, like part of my mentorship, and no, you guys are getting it completely for free. But the thing is, if you guys aren't going to take any action on this, like what's the point? What's the point of even coming onto this video and like watching it? You're not taking any action. You're not going to get results, and therefore if you don't take action on what I'm going to say, you don't deserve the results, right? So don't expect that you're going to get results by just simply watching this video. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the hours, right? This is like, it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it, right? You need to just take action. So turn your brain off, listen to everything I'm about to say, and just, yeah, let's go through it. Now, anyways, right, so the first main thing when it comes to the Entrepreneur Synergy Blueprint is your mindset. It all comes, so much of it comes down to like your identity and your mind, right? I wouldn't be here today if like I, had like a weak mindset, if I was afraid to like come out here, right? I've like built up like an indestructible mindset over the past year or so after like creating this business, like creating my previous business and now doing this business. Like my mind has built up so much and become like indestructible to the point where like I've had people try to shut down my business. I've had all sorts of stuff try to happen, but like I've persevered through. I've pushed through, and it's made me stronger on the other end. I have a better story to tell as a result, which I can tell you guys, and just listen up essentially. So firstly, I think the first step is identity work, right? I know these like pictures are kind of like, oh, puberty, but like I think the biggest difference between these two people, so this was me about 3 years ago, right? So like I was real skinny, real shy, real like this is in general as well. Like I was just like a real naturally shy kid, and I was always like unconfident. I wasn't really expressing myself much. I like used to play video games all the time, and I was just addicted to the internet in general. And then fast forward to about now, where I'm like, I've built like this business. It's going incredibly well. My social life's awesome. My confidence is awesome. I'm not afraid of like going out to public place. I'm not afraid of judgment. I'm not afraid of these sorts of things. And so much of it comes down to my identity. The identity of me there was that I was like a little video gamer who like couldn't talk to people. Like I literally could not look at people in the eye. Dead ass. Like even people in my family, I could not look at people in the eye. That's how unconfident that I used to be. That's how like no conviction that I used to be. And now I have such like high conviction. It's like, okay, cool. I can go out to a public place. I can record. I can like do this sort of stuff. I can do this business and have people that I know about the business, and I'm fine. I'm fine with that because my mindset, my identity allows me to overcome it. Right, so I think the biggest thing you need to work on is firstly in terms of your identity. Let's say, right, for your identity, like after, like with this blueprint, for example, like right now you're overworking a lot, you're stuck between 1 to 10k a month, you're really struggling in like your business, your life, you're struggling to balance it, you don't really enjoy yourself, you feel burnt out. Like I've been there myself, and the way that I overcame it, and also like addictions, like the internet, for example, I used to have a real bad internet addiction, a real bad video game addiction. A lot of it comes down to your identity. Oh, like also like confidence, for example. It's your identity, what you identify as, and what you believe about yourself. So, for example, with me, I have the identity of someone who's confident, and therefore, as a result of that, I'm confident. So many people will think, like, in terms of quitting addictions, for example, let's say you want to quit smoking. So many people identify as someone who want to quit smoking, but doesn't actually quit. Or alcohol, for example. Like, they want to be someone who quits alcohol, like they want to quit alcohol, but they don't actually do it because they're identifying as someone who wants to quit it rather than someone who has actually quit it. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? It's so simple. Like you need to identify as someone who's already achieved the thing in order to actually get it. It's pretty simple. You just need to identify as like, okay, I am confident, even if you don't have it right now. Even if you don't have that money right now, the confidence or the mindset right now, you need to identify as someone who has that in order to become it. For example, take a pro fighter, right? Like a pro fighter, he wouldn't start as someone who's like, a beginner, then intermediate, then advanced, like as much of us would believe. But it actually comes down to you would start training like one before becoming one. So, it's like training really intensely, make a lot of sacrifices. He'd be prioritizing his sleep. He'd be doing all these things to like win this professional fight, even though he's not even a professional fighter yet. And then he'd become that. So he identifies that at first, and then from there he acts on that, right? Because that's what he believes about himself. Whatever you believe about yourself, therefore turns into action. Right, like over time it influences your actions. Your beliefs influence your your actions, and therefore that makes your reality. This is like really interesting stuff, and so that's how I was like able to turn from like that. I started calling myself like back. I remember back a year or so ago. It's like, oh, I'm Jack Daz. I've got like a real nice physique, real nice V taper. I've got like I'm making a lot of money from the business. I'm making this. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And guess what? Now I'm doing it. I'm now like living proof that I'm doing it because I kept saying it to myself over time. And therefore brainwash myself into believing it. Anyway, the alchemy of self, right? So your alchemy of self, I can like link this in the description maybe, if I remember. It's essentially like a vision board for like your future self and for the self that you want to become right now. So firstly, you want to identify who is your desired self. And then secondly, you want to identify who can I become, or like what's like the vision, what's like the images associated with that. And then from there, guess what? You're going to be able to achieve that. Right, so for example, on my vision board, I've got like, I've got like coffee, I've got cigars, I've got like, I've moved out, like I've done this, I've done that. And a lot of those things like I'm already doing, simply because I put on my vision board, like making this much a month, making this much a month. And even if you don't exactly achieve the result, you get a lot closer to it, and you just act like you already have it. And then if you want to be dissatisfied as well, this is like a big one for me especially. My business last month, like I got too satisfied, my life was too good, social life got too good, everything got like really happy and satisfied, and I stopped working as hard. And then guess what? As a result, I started to slow down. right? In life, you're never growing or dying. Sorry, you're never maintaining, but you're either growing or dying. There's no in between. There's no maintaining whatsoever. And so if you are just like, maintaining, you're either growing or dying. There's no in between. You're most likely dying if like you're just maintaining, for example. You need to be pushing harder. So for me, for example, I hit like 100 kilos on bench, and then as soon as I hit it, I got satisfied. And now like the past month I've been stuck on 100, right? So now I'm like thinking in my mind, okay, I need to get to 140. I'm going to push for 140. Why am I not at 140? Like, feel a bit of this pain, like, feel some pain inside yourself. What's even better, if you have, like, a really close mate of yours who will, like, say this to you. Like, why aren't you at this goal yet? Why haven't you achieved this yet? Like, this is the sort of stuff that pisses you off, that puts you into pain. It drives you harder and harder and harder. That is the sort of stuff that gets you the success. Not being satisfied, but being dissatisfied. Of course, you don't want to be, like, in a negative state where you're feeling shameful and guilty. But you want to feel like, I'm the man, I'm going to achieve this. And then you want to have, like, confidence too. You want to have, like, a lot of confidence in yourself. That you can achieve the things that you want to achieve. That you can build the success that you want to build. That you know that you're going to achieve it no matter what. You're going to get it or die trying. It's as simple as that. Like, you need to have this confidence in yourself. And the humility as well to, like, continuously learn and to improve. And to, like, know, okay, I can improve on this thing and this thing, this thing, this thing. It's as simple as that. You need to have, like, that confidence. That, like, such high levels of self-belief. There's nothing wrong. Like, if you go around the world thinking, like, I'm the man. There's nothing wrong with it. It's literally, like, better for you. Why would you say negative things about yourself and put others ahead of you? Because whatever you say to yourself enough times, it eventually becomes true. I'm just saying. So anyway, and then you want to hold frame, right? This is a highly, highly important one as well. You want to hold frame. And this means essentially you need to have, like, the conviction in the things that you do. For example, I know, like, with what I do with the business, this is right. This is, like, something which I love doing. It's like, it's purposeful for me. It's driven, like, driving. No one else can tell me, oh, this business sucks or this business is shit. Like, I know I have so much conviction in myself to the point where, like, no one else can tell me otherwise. Of course I can listen, but it doesn't mean I have to take action on that. Essentially, you need to, like, if there's something which you truly want to do and that you feel as like your calling, like, something just drives you, do it. The biggest regret of dying old people is that they lived a life that others wanted them to live. So you do the thing that you truly want to do and you hold that conviction, you hold that frame. And then also pain. You use pain as, like, your biggest motivator. I remember so many times in the gym, like, I was just motivated by pain or, like, a breakup or, like, something like that. Would just be motivated. Have that pain in the back of my mind. But that helped me make so much more progress compared to just being, like, purely happy. Of course you want to be happy. Of course you want to, like, be grateful. And I'm grateful that I'm out here. But you want to have, like, that pain where you know you could be doing better. You know you could be living up, like, to your potential, but you're not. You need to have that pain and take action on it. And then gratitude. So gratitude's, like, so nice. Like, I'm grateful for this coffee. I'm grateful for, like, my phone. I'm grateful for this MacBook. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for, like, like, as soon as you do that and as soon as you say that to yourself, you just become, like, way more happier. It's like the cheat code to happiness, honestly. Like, you don't need materialism or that nice watch or that nice clothing to, like, get happiness. You can literally be dirt poor and be happy. Now, of course, you don't want to be satisfied. You want to be working hard as. But you want to put yourself into, like, a high frequency where you are grateful, you're loving of the world, you're present, because that's what reflects from you out into the world. Then, as a result of that, like, people will see that, people will notice it. You're, like, naturally a positive person. Like, I'm like, to turn, like, into naturally a lot more of a positive person. People, I'm not even kidding, like when I say this, some people have started to talk shit about me for just simply being naturally positive. It's crazy, right? So people are going to talk shit regardless. But, like, the main thing is, just have, like, more of that natural positivity, because that's what will reflect into the world. That will come back to you. It's like the law of reciprocation. So yeah, it's as simple as just, like, list your desired identity, act like you are that identity now, have huge goals in your mind, which, like, literally gives, like, you wake up, and even if you're, like, an hour of sleep or 8 hours of sleep, you get the shivers. Like, you need to achieve it. And you need to constantly remind yourself of it. And then you need to realize that pain is the best friend. The end goal of this, you build an indestructible mindset, and you achieve your desired identity, and it manifests into reality, and nothing can take it down. That's the most important thing. Like, so that's, like, the whole mindset section covered. Jeez, I cooked on that, eh? I love talking about mindset. Anyways, and then you want to go into Procrastination elimination, right? This is another highly, highly important one. Um, Procrastination, I used to really struggle with a lot, just in every single decision in my life, wherever if it was like taking action on something or like being able to work on something, like the gym, for example, or something else like that. Like, I used to procrastinate heaps. It just plagued me, to be honest. Like, I used to always procrastinate. I used to always, like, if there was something like that would be on my mind, and I'd just keep thinking of it, but I wouldn't actually like take action on it. It was crazy, and therefore I never actually achieved any successful results. I wish I realized this earlier. Like, so the main thing is, like, with procrastination, there's something that you want to do, or that you don't want to do, but you keep doing it, or you keep not doing it. And then you feel guilty about it, you freak out, there's panic, there's doubt that you have, and then as a result of that, you just have excuses. You're like, oh no, I can't do this. You start overthinking, and then you just procrastinate even more. And the main thing is, my like best procrastination hack, because I've gone from like, I procrastinated on my business for like an entire year. I'm saying this to you right now. I procrastinated on that for an entire year straight. I could have started the business like a year ago. 2 years ago. I'd probably be like in a completely different area right now. Completely different city. But I procrastinated and didn't take action. As a result of that, I'm still here. I could be like literally living the life that like I dream of, and then like if I just simply didn't procrastinate. So yeah, procrastination kills dreams. But anyway, so you need to like just realize like, what are you afraid of? Because like, what are you afraid of happening? For me, for ages, like with content, I was afraid of being judged. I was afraid of people making fun of me. I was afraid of like people from my school finding out. I was afraid of all sorts of things. And like, I'm telling you, like, as someone who's been through it and is now on the other side, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. Like, I would not be here right now in this position if I didn't go through this. And like, you just need to ask yourself, what are you afraid of, man? Like, what are you seriously afraid of? And the thing is, it's something you truly want to do. And just remember back to the mindset that you need to have such high conviction in yourself that it is the right option. And even if it isn't, you can just learn, you can refine, you can move on. It's simple. But yeah, anyways. So for me personally, like, it was, the business side of things. I was afraid, people would make fun of me. I was afraid that, like, I'd be judged. And sure, I have had that. But I'm forever grateful that I went through that rather than, like, never taking action. I was also afraid of, like, looking like I was stupid. In this first video that I made, like, I literally went to a forest, I, like, buzzed my hair. I, like, had the worst camera on angle. You can see the hog right there. And my communication skills sucked. Right? And then compared to, like, one of my newer videos, where, like, I scaled this guy from, like, 1 to 13 came up. Like, it's a big transformation, but it all comes down to, like, what are you afraid of? And then you take one step at a time. So, for example, you don't want to go to the gym, you're procrastinating it, and then, you need to hit, like, squats or something. You just ask yourself, like, what's the first step that I can take? Okay, I just need to pack my bag. I just need to drive over. I just need to, like, warm up. Before you know it, you're in the mood to do it. It's the exact same thing with approaching someone. Like, the hardest step is the first one. Just break it down to, like, tiny steps. Okay, for me, actually, like, for getting out of bed, some mornings I never want to get out of bed, but I still do it anyway. And the best thing you can do, okay, I'll just, like, move my arm slightly this way. Next step, I'll do this, that. Before I know, I'm out of bed. Because I'm, like, as soon as you take that first step, it gives you more momentum, right? For me, I didn't really want to record this video out there. I was a bit afraid. Like, I was a bit afraid of, like, people's judgment, or, like, people that I know seeing me record. But I'm fine with that. Right? Like, I took the first step in the right direction. I have motivation to record this. I have that motivation to, like, go out and actually do this. It all came down to, like, that first step of, like, actually, bussing in, like, setting up my laptop and all of that. Anyways. Let's take a bit of a break. Anyways, so let's move on. So we've done, like, procrastination elimination. Now we're into step 2, which is quality sleep. Now, to be honest, like, if I'm being honest, it's funny because, like, I used to be a sleep coach for entrepreneurs. I've, like, changed a lot of my opinions over time about, like, sleep. I used to think, like, it was a highly important necessity. Like, you couldn't live without it. Like, I used to believe this, and every time that I wouldn't have, like, that perfect 8 hours or whatever, like, I would crumble. I'm not even kidding. Like, I built up this, like, such high belief in myself that, like, if I didn't get sleep, or enough sleep, I couldn't work. And as a result of that, I felt like my entire day would be ruined. The thing is, right, like, I'm just going to be honest. you're not going to have like perfect sleep throughout your entire life. Like some nights it's gonna be shit. Some nights won't be that good. Some nights are probably gonna be like worse than others. Some nights are like you might even not sleep. And that's okay. Like that's just part of life, regardless of what you do. If you like optimize everything, or you're like out partying all the time or whatever, like no matter what you do, you can't like sleep perfectly because perfect implies like there's no problems. Of course there's always gonna be some sort of problem no matter what you do in life. Like once you accept this, then it's like, okay, so how can I like get the best out of my sleep then, you know? Even if you go out, even if you know, let's say you go to a party, for example, or you go like out to some like late event or some like late dinner or some shit, like you can still get the best out of your sleep, even if you only get like 4 hours, 1 hour, or like 8 hours or 9 hours, for example, right? Now firstly, I'm just like doing this real quick. You want to make sure firstly, like with quality, like you're prioritizing the quality of the sleep rather than like the actual like quantity. You don't want to be like, you know, obsessive, just like, oh, I need my like 8 hours each night. Just think to yourself, okay, sweet, like how can I like get the most quality out of my sleep? How can I like be kind of consistent? Hold on. No, it's fine, doesn't matter. It's fine. But like anyway, so you want to have like the high energy, you want to have the high drive, and yeah, just like you want to build some like solid high quality sleep habits. So for me personally, like I love being able to like have about 7 or 8 hours in bed. Some nights I'll have like 4 or 5 if I go out to like a party or if I go out to like some area or whatever. The thing is like the most important thing isn't like the bedtime, but it's the wake up time, because that's what builds the most discipline and builds your performance the most, and allows you to like get stuff done even if it's unoptimal. So for example, I'll wake up like now 5:30 in the morning every single morning. Even if I've been to a party and it's like 2 in the morning and I have to like wake up at 5:30, I'll still do it. Because I promised to myself, like you don't want to break your promises. You don't want to break your promises that you make to yourself, because then that gives you less confidence. I said to myself I was going to record multiple videos out here, and so I'm going to, right? It's as simple as that. You need to promise that to yourself, and you need to follow along with your promises. Anyway, right, so wake up at the same time each day. Stop trying to optimize, but you want to like train your mind to wake up at the same time each day. You want to train like your mind, your mindset, you know. You want to have like such an indestructible mindset where it's like, okay, even if I don't get 8 hours, it's okay, right? Like the thing is, we are never meant to be like perfectly optimal. We can like suffer and then still get the work done. We can like be tired and still get the work done. It's all down to like your discipline. Hold on. Far out. Button spell on this thing are like kind of shite. But yeah, anyway, like I'll just keep talking. You know, ideally avoid caffeine about like 8 hours before bed. So tonight I'm going to bed at like, I think 11, because I'm going to back like a bit later, so I'm fine. What else? You want to define like what exact sleep problems you've got. Of course, if you've got like a recurring sleep problem, that's an issue. For example, if it's like you just like your mind races, or you know, you are a bit too hot at night, you know, and you can't sleep as a result of that, there's things you can do to mitigate that. But if there's other events on and that cuts it off, that's okay. You just want to like work on those issues. Like let's say your mind's racing, you know, you journal it all out, you create like a sleep routine for yourself. So you can copy me. I've got like a high performance wind down routine where I cut off my work. I'll have a warm shower, I'll journal my thoughts out, I'll plan out the next day. This is always a non-negotiable. You always want to like be planning the next day, your next move, your next target. I like to stretch as well. I'll dim all the lights, so I won't have any devices. Like devices just stimulate you so much, especially social media. And then I'll also have like my micropore tape. I'll have like a silk eye mask, and then I'll also like to meditate before bed. That's really useful. And then from there, what else? And let's move on. So now we've covered that, then we want to go into like energy routines, right? So this is quite interesting. So for me personally, I have like commandments that I follow for energy that like I love to follow. It gives me like naturally a lot of energy, a lot of positive energy too. And if you don't have your energy dialed in as like an entrepreneur, what are you doing, bro? Like, of course sleep's important for energy, but like even I've had times before where I've like had 3 hours and I've had like the most energy I've ever had, and then I've had like 8-9 hours and just feel like shit the entire day, even if it's like, yeah. But anyways, right? So energy routine. So my 9 commandments for energy. So firstly, You want to wake up at the same time each day. Non-negotiable. You need to be waking up at the same time every single day. Go outside like after 2 hours of waking. That's a highly important one. At least if you wake up and you've got the sun, go outside in the sun straight away. I like to drink a lot of water after waking too. So I'll have like all my water. I'll drink like a litre, 500 mils to a litre, like drinking that. That gets like the brain flowing and stuff. I'll have zero caffeine about 8 to 12 hours before bed. I like to intermittent fast in the morning, so I won't eat anything. I think I forgot to eat today. No, I think I... Have I? I can't remember. Hold on. I think I forgot to eat. I think I haven't even ate yet, but anyways. You want to also avoid like back-to-back work switching, so like switching from one task to the other. That like really disrupts the flow of work. You know, get outside. You want to at least be outside for like an hour a day. You want to socialize. You want to be with people. And I love to like do some form of exercise or gym each day. I love the gym. Love like working out. It's so fun. And then you also want to identify, like for me personally, I identify, okay, what's draining me? Like, do I snooze my alarm? Not anymore. Do I check messages before work? Not anymore. Do you stay up past your bedtime? To be honest, you don't have to, like, it depends, right? Is that something you could have controlled? Was it something you wanted to do? Was it you're just like procrastinating and you used it as an excuse to stay up? Like, you want to, of course, like try stay consistent with the sleep, but if there's like an event going on that you truly want to go to, don't skip that, right? But you got to follow your promises. Do you eat processed food? I was eating a lot, and then now I've like cut it a lot out, so now I feel a lot better. I'm doing like a fast at the moment, so I'm like clearing out my metabolism. I on caffeine and stimulants daily, and then you want to cut one of these off, right? Ideally, stop the snoozing your alarm. That's going to be the one which makes you the biggest progress, and you're going to be waking up at the same time each day. And then also, like, here's what I love doing for like extra energy. So cold shower is awesome. I love having one like straight away in the morning. I'll have like some loud music sometimes in the morning as well, like just to hype me up, like a little rap. Occasionally I'll use a sauna in the evening. For sleep, a really good tip for like high quality, you can have like mouth tape, so that prevents you from mouth breathing. I like blackout curtains or like an eye mask on, and then I'll have affirmations as well, and that just like sends me to sleep. I like to meditate before bed too. Morning gratitude and like just sort of arrogance activation. So this is like essentially just affirmations to yourself, like, yes, I am the man, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that, for example. And that gives you so much more confidence in yourself. And then as well as that, just no carbs in the morning, no food, and just intermittent fast. It's as simple as that. That's going to give you so much more natural energy. It's so awesome to do. Now anyway, right now you just want to like work on deep work. Right, so now into step 4, deep work, right? So this method's untapped, like you have the potential to like save 50 hours a week by doing this exact method. So amazing, mate. But anyways, right, so you want to work on like the highest return on investment tasks, right? So for example, like for me for a long time, I was working on cold DMs and like just useless stuff, right? Like cold DMs are just a waste of time in my opinion. Or like follow-ups with people, or like dead leads and just like Indians and all sorts of stuff, and just sucked, bro. Like I was not making any progress this way until I like identified what's the highest return on investment task. And for me, I identified quickly, it's my work. Like if I'm not actively it's my content. If I'm not actively working on content, then I'm not getting any more like information out. I'm not producing anything new. Right, so yeah, I'd highly suggest you work a lot more on content or like whatever high leverage task that it is in your business. Then brain points as well. This is highly, highly, highly important. You want to learn like this concept. Okay, so brain points essentially. So it's like, for example, pretend like there's like a point system in your brain, right? And so you've got like a mental currency. So for example, right, we all start the day off like 100 brain points or 200 brain points or whatever. Whatever things you do, like literally anything you do will use them up. And there's some things which use up more than others but lead to a higher return on investment. So for example, me recording this, it's probably taking up like 50 brain points, right? It's taking up a lot. Whereas if I was to, let's say, check my phone, it'll take up like 1 brain point or 2 brain points. But let me give you an example or like an analogy. So for example, a lion, let's say he hunts like a bunch of rabbits, for example. He will use up most of his energy just hunting the rabbits. You'll use up most of his energy, you'll feel like shit, you'll feel drained, you'll feel tired, lethargic, and as a result, he's probably going to like die, because he's used up so much energy, but not for much return. Compared to if he hunts, like, he uses most of his energy in like a massive bison, he gives it his all, then he's got food for like 3 days. So you want to have this the same in your work. We're going to prioritize like the highest brain points demanding tasks. So for example, for me, it's this content. And then from there, there's efficiency. So I love to like plan out like a to-do list the night before. So I have like the highest priority task and then the lowest priority task. I'll also wake up, I'll get straight to work. I love doing that. I might do that again. Or like another good thing as well is just like having a morning routine. Love having a morning routine in place for like energy. You can go to the other section for that. And then hoodie, white noise, dark room, really great for locking in. I like to set a timer for my work, which creates more urgency, and I don't do more than 4 to 6 hours a day of work, right? Unless it's like a big project, unless I've got like all day, let's say I need to work on a course, or like my mentorship, or high ticket offer, or whatever, or like a ton of sales calls, then I'll work a bit more. And then step 4 out of this is your calendar system, right? So you want to have like a really good calendar in place. You want to make sure, you're timing everything out. You've got all the time blocks listed out. So for example, like your gym, your sleep, your work, school, eating, routines, work, like all of that. You want to block it off on your calendar, right? And here's how I exactly do it. So I have like big maker time management. So I'll like batch everything together. So for example, with this piece of content, I'm going to record like some reels after this. And then I'm going to record some modules on my program, right? So I'm doing this all at once rather than spacing it out throughout the day, if you see what I mean. Then from there, the manager time management. So the manager, he has a bunch of different things all at once. So for example, he's got like this call here, then he's got to text this guy, he's got to do this, he's got to do that. He's all over the place pretty much. So you want to identify like what personality type exactly are you, and then just follow that. So for me, it's a maker. For you, it might be a manager, and then time your Google Calendar based on that. And then from there, lifestyle design. I'm not going to go like exactly too much into it, but the thing is, you've been lied to as like an entrepreneur, bro. Like you've been lied to, seriously. You've been lied to saying you need to sacrifice like everything to work on your business and to progress. You need to work like 14, 16 hours a day. Of course there's going to be time periods, especially in the beginning where you need to work a lot, because then it actually teaches you a lot about yourself, your own nature, how you exactly work and operate. And I think you need to go for a period of time like that. But once you've been through those periods, then you want to learn how to work smarter and harder rather than just harder, right? Your purpose of business was supposed to build you freedom, not slavery, right? But anyway, right, the best thing you can do is firstly for your lifestyle, you want to have like a vision, like what do you exactly like want? Because are you doing something which you don't want to do or something you do want to do? The best thing you can do is you do what you truly want to do, not what anyone else wants. So what do you look like? What do you wear? What does your dream self feel? Like what location would you like to be in? What events do you do? What are your social circles? All of these things are so important, and you need to just list it out. It's as simple as that. And then like your confidence, right? So for example, I could never go out in a place like this. Previously, like I'd be so afraid, so like scared shitless to actually go out in public and like record a video, or to speak loudly, or to like have conviction in my voice. And the way that I did it, I had like traumas from the past, which are like I journaled out, I removed. I instilled like more belief into myself. I had like a to-do list, so like actively I've been working on like a to-do list each day. I'll like complete all my tasks, right? So that gives me more belief in myself, more confidence. And my mindset as well is also dialed. That gives me more confidence. So once you have all these things dialed in, you're going to be naturally much more confident, right? It took me a while to build this up, but now this is going to build up your confidence and your self-conviction. And anyway, and then networking. So you just want to like go outside more, bro. If there's someone you want to like be friends with, or have as English, bro, have as a girlfriend or whatever, just go for it. Seriously, like the best thing you can do, just go for it. Like stop being the sort of guy who just acknowledges people. The best way you can do this, I found in my opinion, for building up like more natural social confidence, just in the gym. Just be like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, if you see someone walking past, just acknowledge people. Most people don't even acknowledge each other. Like, they'll just walk around school, walk around the gym, walk around like work without even acknowledging anyone whatsoever. And it just pains me to see, bro. Like, no one acknowledging each other, even like, saying hi to anyone. It's just sad, bro. Like what world do we live in, eh? Like, where just no one acknowledges each other. And then you could also find more quality people online, right? So for me today, I'm just going out by myself, like just to record. But for me, normally, like, I'd be out with like one of my good mates. I'd be recording with someone. I'd be like, with someone. I'd be sharing ideas back and forth. Like, I met my best mate, who's like also into entrepreneurship online, right? So, and then I also met that other mate online too, like also both into entrepreneurship. So you can find like those high quality people, and then social circle building. So let's say you approach someone, or like let's say you meet this guy online, you get their Instagram. Let's say you form like a group chat, and you're like, oh, let's go out to dinner. Let's do this cold plunge. Let's do this. Let's go out to a cafe and work. Let's go out to dinner. Like all of these things, like these make you more interesting. Like yeah, or like doing a gym workout, for example. Like all as a group, it seems more interesting. You could put it on your Instagram. You could do all these sorts of things, which are more fun. You're living your life. Like you're actually going out, you're having fun in the process whilst making a lot of progress on your business. This is so important. More people need to hear this because most people neglect it completely. They completely neglect the social life and they're like, oh, I'm just going to lock in a business. Like, come on, bro. Like, you don't want to, like, a lot of people use the excuse, oh, I'm locked in on business, just so they avoid, like, that social anxiety, so they can avoid, like, those fears, which you need to overcome. You need to have more interesting stories and experiences so you can put that into your business. Compare like two people, one person who's like been through a lot of stuff, like the same exact person, but he's been through like a lot of lifestyle events, he's been to like a lot of parties, he's done this, he's done that, compared to some guy who's never experienced that, and he's just doing the same niche. Like, who's going to make more money? Of course a guy who's got more stories, because it builds you as a person, it builds your character, it builds like who you are. And if you don't have that, then it's like you're missing out like a huge part of your business. So yeah, like that's the entire video. Far out. That's like I cooked, man. But yeah, anyways, if you've got any questions or whatsoever, or like you want more value, you want more of everything, please reach out to me on Instagram, like @TaylorOvertonBiz. Just search that up on Instagram. You're going to find me. Flick me a message. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you've got, or if you want to discuss like a potential partnership, collaboration, I'm more than happy to do so. You can DM me performance for that specifically. And yeah, just go check out the Instagram. Please like follow there. You're going to get tons of value. You'll see all the testimonials, all the clients like winning and succeeding, me winning and succeeding. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Like, you're a real one watching till now, to be honest. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Crush it, bro. Peace out.